Hey, sixth grade. So during our last mini lesson, Miss Julia talked to us about crafting a brief summary. So we've already been assigned 3 creative entries for our nonfiction research project. The first one was central ideas, the second one was key term, and the last one was summary. So today, I'm going to introduce to you a new creative entry for number 4. So before we get started, what is a stakeholder? We're going to talk about stakeholders and analyzing their perspectives regarding our topic. But before we get started with that, stakeholders are people who have an interest or concern in something and are invested in the result. So for example, the stakeholders in a school would be the students, you all, the administration, like the principals and the leaders, the teachers, the parents, the staff, and the community surrounding the school, the politicians that govern the school. All of these people or groups are invested in the outcomes of this school. So today, I want to teach you that when researchers like yourselves are trying to uncover the whole topic, we need to examine the stakeholders involved. So in order to do this, all we have to do is read. So, who are the stakeholders invested in GMOs? We've been reading about what are GMOs and how do they affect us? So some of the stakeholders would be the farmers, the scientists, the GMO scientists, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, the markets, the grocery stores, and the people who shop in the grocery stores, the consumers, such as myself and you all. So, I have filled out my template, and what do we do before we start anything is read the directions. So, here we're going to list the stakeholders who have an interest in your topic. You're going to analyze the pros and the cons of each side of the argument for at least 2 of those stakeholders. So I chose 2 of the stakeholders we discussed from the last slide, farmers and consumers. So one pro of the argument from farmers, after I went back and read, was that I felt like there were more plants. Well, I didn't feel like. This is information. This is facts. There are more plants grown quicker and larger. That is a pro for farmers. A con for farmers is that some consumers will not buy farmers' produce if it has GMOs, so that can hurt sales. Another stakeholder would be consumers. So a pro for consumers, their argument is that foods with GMOs are often cheaper and people spend less at the grocery store. The con of that argument for consumers would be that we don't know the effects of GMOs on our health. So, in today's lesson, I want you to see do you guys see how I was able to list the stakeholders invested in the topic? I based it on evidence from what I read. I considered the pros for the stakeholders, and based on evidence, I considered the cons for stakeholders. So, what do you do next? Today, you are going to spend time finishing, if you haven't done so already, your central ideas creative entry, your key terms entry, then your summary entry or journal. For today, in order to set yourselves up for success, you should definitely paste in nonfiction research project creative entry number 4, stakeholders' perspectives, and begin to consider the pros and cons for at least 2 stakeholders that you find as you're reading. So we always want to set ourselves up for success. Make sure you have all of your templates in your notebook and work through them one at a time. Have fun researching. I can't wait to see and continue listening to the great things that you're learning. And please continue to share and ask questions. Miss Julia and I are always here to help. Have a great day.